Right then, guys, welcome to the Real Pod. Right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Real Pod. And on today's episode, we have a gentleman who's worked for Gordon Ramsay. He had his first restaurant at the age of 21, and he was head chef at Pex Group. Can I welcome Brad to the podcast?
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for
very
coming.
much.
Pleasure.
So then, Brad, I'm sure you get asked this a lot, and we do this with a lot of our guests. We go straight to the starting, if you like, of the journey. Why food? Why chefing? Why food?
The question I can never really answer.
You love it, you're passionate, but you can't answer.
Yeah, I mean, I started at a young age, don't get me wrong. You know, I was first ever job in the kitchen was 13. So I started washing pots in a restaurant called Cafe Symphony in Alsager. My sister used to, I don't know if she was manager or assistant manager there. She just tried to get me in, you know, some little weekend work. And I kind of worked there, but then they shut down, but then someone else bought it. So they rolled the staff over. Then it happened with another and then again and again. So and then one day one of the chefs never turned up. So I ended up putting, you know, salad on the plate, dropping the fries, you know, putting brownies on plates. And I just kind of said, you know what, I can kind of get used to this. You know, it was fun. It was good banter in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And then that was it, really. I was just, right, school's not for me. Don't like school. Don't like anything about it. And then got stuck straight into work. You know, I left GCSEs.
Nothing.
2.
College?
1 month and then dropped out.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 GCSE. Well, I got 1 GCSE and 1 BTEC. Failed my food at school.
Can't say that on camera.
Failed my food. Dropped out of business studies. So I got nothing. So I went from doing... I tried college for a month. I did. I went college. I was all right. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be the next Gordon Ramsay. Did a month. There was too many papers, like paperwork. Just nah. So then I joined. It was PEX. You know, PEX. I think it was 8 years ago now. I started my apprentice there.
Okay.
But I still didn't finish that.
Wow.
I was coming to the end of it, but there was that much paperwork that came with it. I was just like, nah, I don't want to do this. So then, I think it was quite funny. We were in Crewe College, and me and one of my friends, we went Subway for lunch, and we dared each other to go on Gordon Ramsay's website and apply for a job. So we did. We applied for a job. We both got an interview. I was 16, I think, at the time, but I didn't put my age in, so they didn't know. So we both went down for an interview. My mate got the job, and I didn't because I wasn't old enough. So I emailed them back when I was 17, saying, "Oh, I'm 18 in 4 weeks. You know what's happening." So I came back down again for an interview, and then they gave me a job.
So it all started with a dare.
Exactly, yeah, that's all it was. I mean, went to London, you know, just on an interview on my own. I took a train there, had an interview, did a couple of hours in the kitchen, fell in love with London, fell in love with the hustle and bustle. And then 4 weeks later, I moved there on my 18th birthday.
Wow.
Rest history.
How long were you there with Gordon Ramsay?
I was there for 1.5 years, 2 years. I did a full year, which broke me. It was intense. It was long hours. And then in the summer, I kind of wanted a break. So I moved to Ibiza.
Okay.
Got stuck into the more partying than more cooking, to say. But I mean, I was cooking in villas, private chefing, I was restaurant work. And then in the winter, because obviously Ibiza's closed, I messaged the head chef back at Ramsay's and said, "Oh, I'm back. You know, do you need any chefs?" So they took me back straight away.
Okay.
And then so I was kind of like bouncing for 2 to 3 years there. But that's where I did most of my training. You know,
I was going to ask you, isn't that when you went and do some, like, to progress your career, obviously?
Yeah, so I did like a year and I learned crazy amounts. Crazy amounts. Don't worry, it came with some sacrifices.
Yeah, of course.
We were doing crazy hours. Like, if you did anything less than a 15-hour shift, we'd all joke saying, "Oh, you're doing half a day."
Yeah.
Some days we were rocking in 17 hours a day.
Can relate to
Would
that.
you say the private chefing stuff you got in Ibiza was because of your link with Gordon Ramsay?
No, nothing.
Just went over to Ibiza?
Nothing at all, yeah. So the restaurant I worked for, should I say, he also had like a private company that did, you know, private chef work, villa work.
Okay.
So when they had like, you know, high clients come in, because I was quite confident in what I did. I was actually quite cocky, to be honest. I was very, I'm 19 and I'm 20, I can cook, I've worked for Ramsay. It just kind of came with a package.
Yeah.
So I got, sent out to different villas, some crazy, crazy villas. And then, I just cooked for the night. And then when there was no private bookings in, I'd go back and work in the restaurant as well. So it was crazy, but it was very full on over there, loads of hours again, more partying than more hours. You're getting out till 7 a.m, then you're back in work in the morning. and then I said to her, I was like, all right, I need to leave Ibiza.
Yeah.
Before, I ended 6 foot under, I was like, I need to leave. So then that's when I moved back. And then I moved back to Sandbach. Well, lived in Allsage, but worked in Sandbach. And then I was working up. And then the head chef at the time was on maternity leave. So I was kind of in charge of the kitchen, but I wasn't.
Unofficially,
yeah. And then I think I did like 3 months. And then the owners were like, this guy knows what he's doing. He's good. So they offered me a head chef job there and then. Then I did it for, I think it was 6 or 7 months, give or take. And then I kind of sat down one day and I was like, this is actually something I can see me doing for myself. And then I remember messaging my mum and dad saying, there's this restaurant, come up, let's go and have a look. And it took about 3 months for me to even get my mum to take a look. Because she was like, no, you're too young, you're not doing it, it's too much hard work, this, that, everything to put me off. But it just didn't put me off. I managed to get her there. Walked into the restaurant, it was beautiful, and I think like four weeks later we bought it. We just moved in. So it was a very family-run restaurant. Yes. But I guess I was kind of the face of it and did most of them, the work, and then my sisters come on board. And then that was it. That was the start of the journey it was in Congleton, the first restaurant was. So that was 12 months.
Was a French-Italian restaurant, I think.
Yeah, the first one was like more Italian based, I'd say, but we did French, English, a bit of everything to kind of bring all the clients in.
Yeah.
It was good for like 3-4 months, and then I was like, right, I've made it. I bought a brand new Corsa. I was like thinking,
how old were you at this time then?
22, I think I was.
Still cocky.
Yeah. Mad cocky. I was going into nightclubs. I was spending $1,000 on tables, 500 quid, and champagne everywhere. And when I walked in, I wanted everyone to think, Brad's here.
Yeah.
Don't know what I was thinking at the time, but I don't know. It seemed to be like that was the cool thing at the time.
Yeah.
So I just kind of went with it. And then it just went downhill. The restaurant wasn't busy. Some days we didn't even do any customers. The revenue we were doing was horrendous. We were in 2 minds to shut. Do we close? Because one of my friends moved to Dubai. I said, I'm just going to move with him. I'm going to just write everything off. Going to run away. And that'll solve everything. Yeah. But unfortunately, when I looked into I know nothing about business. Like, nothing at all. Didn't even know how to run a kitchen, never mind a business. So I kind of started to learn off my mum and dad. Because my dad runs his own business as well.
Yeah.
And then as we were out for dinner one day in Allsage, we were walking past. I mean, obviously, you've both been to the restaurant, you've seen it.
Yes,
so
yeah.
When we were walking past, it was all boarded up. And it had a for rent sign on the corner. And I said to my mum and dad, I want that. That's what we need to elevate the business. And they were like, elevate? There's nothing to elevate. We've not got anything. We're like on a decline and you want to go and spend another $100,000 on a restaurant and do it up. Because it had nothing in it. It was like...
Empty shell.
It was empty shell. There was no kitchen, no toilets, no bar.
This is Casters, isn't it?
Casters also, yeah. There's absolutely nothing in there at all. Luckily, my dad, obviously, he's in the trade. Not hospitality, but he can fit it out. So, cut long story short, I managed to persuade them after several months. And then we took the rent on. And my dad did it all. He lost about 6 stone in doing it.
You helped his weight loss then.
Yeah. I remember
got him fit.
Yeah, honestly, we had the opening party, and he wore his 3-piece suit that he wore to the Congleton opening, and it just hung off him. And it just didn't fit, and everyone was like, "Is that all right?" And I'm like, "I think so." But yeah, I mean that was the kind of the quick version of how we got to where we are.
And that was Casters. Was that 2019?
2000, yeah, June
2019.
Yeah, I think it was June the 19th.
Okay.
2019. It was Father's Day weekend that we opened.
Brilliant. Okay.
But yeah, we were supposed to have like a week of launch parties, or we had to cancel the first launch party the day before because on the day we were supposed to open, we had tables arriving, chairs arriving, we didn't have any gas, we had no cooker. And then the day we did launch, the cooker arrived the same morning. So I got some friends down from London who worked with me at Ramsay.
Yeah.
I was like, I need your help quick. I was ringing everyone, like everyone you can think of. The builders were doing night shifts. So some were working 10 till 10 in the day, and then others were working 10 in the evening till 10 in the morning.
Just to get it open.
Just
Round the clock.
Yeah. We had one guy who did, I think he did a 26-hour shift, just non-stop. And he was just getting pizzas delivered, and it was just non-stop.
That's good of him, isn't it?
It's good of you, yeah. I bought him a pizza anyway.
But coming back a little bit, because we haven't talked about him, Ramsay, like, what's he like? Is he the same on the TV as he is in person, or?
I mean, if you got told you're going to be a net worth certain amount, if you shout at people, you call them this, you call them that, I'd do it.
Yeah.
In person, in reality, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've never had dinner with him. I've never spent a day with him, never been on holiday with him.
Wow.
But just from what I know, from what people spoke about, I saw him like a couple of times when he called in. He seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's never come in and started going, you're this, you're that, you're nothing like that. So from what I know and what I've seen and what I've heard, lovely guy.
Yeah.
But also, I've also heard some bad things about him as well.
Yeah. And did you ever get the chance, because like I said, he'd come in, because I appreciate he loves so many restaurants, won't he?
Yeah, when I worked for him, he had 17.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah. Did you ever get the chance to where he'd come and work there maybe one day? Because I'm assuming you'd go around every so often and do a day here or a day there in his restaurant to see how things are going.
No, it was
Did
more...
you ever get the chance?
No, it was more of like a marketing thing for him. So the restaurant I worked in, it was in Camden. So
Okay.
it was a busy place. It was a hotel as well. If people saw Ramsay come in, it'd be filming pictures. And I think that's the only reason he came in. You know, he had a big group of team of chefs, managers, operations managers that all... you know, went round like making sure all the venues were fine. They had head offices, so he just kind of was there to show his face. He didn't.
So his face brought the
He didn't come in like. I mean, you've seen me in work. One day I'm here, one day I'm there.
Yeah.
One day I'm washing pots. You know,
I've witnessed that now. I can't.
I
100%.
mean, I'll do anything. But I think just don't get me wrong. He's on a different scale, like a crazy scale. But I think for him, it's more the name, the brand that he's built over years and years and years and years, because he's been at the bottom. You know, he's started from there and he's built it up himself. Yeah. So I think for him now, it's just going around, showing his face, and more for the staff to meet him, because the first thing when I saw, I'm going to work for Gordon Ramsay, is when am I going to meet him?
Yeah.
Because he's one of the best chefs in the world.
And I suppose it gives you that boost as well in your confidence, and
100%,
generally that the fact that he's come to meet us and we've actually met him. It's not the case that we just work for him on paper.
Yeah.
You know, he's made, and it gives everybody a big boost in the kitchen. I suppose.
I mean, he came in on, I think it was Christmas morning one day. I wasn't actually there because we used to work Christmas weeks off and on, and so I wasn't one of the days that he was there. But he used to come in Christmas morning, you know, do the whole London round, and then say, "Oh, you know, Merry Christmas," and then he'd be like, right, crack on with work. But then he'd go home, you know, I think he was spending it with the Beckhams that day. So he'd have they'd come in like for breakfast with David Beckham and Victoria and the kids. Then they'd all go back to the Beckhams. And I think they were actually cooked for Ramsay.
Okay.
Or they probably got a chef in, I don't know.
You must have seen or met some high-level celebs down there then in London.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've cooked for, met for, you know, we've done stag parties, and some that we're not even allowed to say who we've cooked for. You know,
that's understandable.
You're not allowed to take your phone in to work. But I mean, I've Rita Ora, loads of the Harry Potter cast, Rizzle Kicks, you know, when they were in the peak.
Yeah.
Wow.
Daniel Craig, you know, we've had what's the guy off X Factor? Dermot someone. He hosts the X Factor at the time.
Dermot O'Leary.
Yeah. He used to come in every Saturday or Sunday for breakfast, and he used to come down and say hello. So we've met some and cooked for some like really top tier
Nice.
Yeah.
But why, when you went to Ibiza and you came back, why did you, in that case, why didn't you go back to London and open a restaurant, a business, rather than in Old Sage or Sandbach, for example?
I think London's a scary place. Like it's when you go there, it's if you don't know your areas, or if you don't have, say if you go to London for the day, if you don't even have 20 quid in your bank, you can't get to anywhere. Never mind eat, drink, sleep. They're ruthless in London. Like if you're here and you have some issues, you can reach out to people and I need to borrow this, and it's your comfort zone, isn't
It's
it?
your network.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people. I've lived in Allsage all my life. I grew up here, but when I'm in London, I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know if I had a problem, I couldn't ring anyone. If I was in financial problems, I couldn't ring anyone. So it was kind of more just because I've been away, I wanted to come back with my family. Move back in with my parents. I'm a family. I like my family. So
You missed that part of it.
yeah. Especially when I was in London, because I used to do like long days, but we started to do 4 days on and 3 days off. So on my 3 days off, I always used to go home, regardless of if a friend wanted to meet up in London or just so my mum could do my washing as well.
That's the real reason.
That's after mums.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
Or you'd be paying like 50 quid for laundry just in London, wouldn't
It
you?
is crazy, yeah. So the first studio flat I lived in London, in Camden, I was paying $9.50 a month.
Wow.
And just in this room, that's all it was. I had my shower in there, kitchen in there, my bed in there.
In one room.
All in one room. And then to do my washing, I shared one washing machine with, I think there was like 19 other flats.
Wow.
So obviously when I finished work, the washing machines were going. So I used to have to, I only had 2 sets of chef jackets. So I used to get in and then I'd put an alarm on for 3 a.m. That's if I've got back in time. Sometimes I don't get in until 3 after the pub or whatever. And then I used to put my washing on for an hour, go for a quick nap, put my another alarm on for 4:30, and then put it in the dryer, and then tumble dry it, and then I wake up, iron it, and go straight to work.
That's mad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some dedication
Dedication, I'll say.
It's dedication, but at the same time, there was only one option for me, and that was turn up to work on time, look smart, give it your all, and that's it. And that's it. Some of the people that I see out there today, I think if you went to that experience, you just wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah.
It was intense. It was hard.
Because the chef's job is one of the hardest or highest pressure job in the world, isn't it? The pressure.
I mean, yeah,
the kitchen.
the kitchen's like a different level. Don't get me wrong, each different kitchen that people work in, some are calm, some are not. Some of the teams that I had were awesome. So I mean, I would never have changed it because it's made me what I know today and what I am.
Yeah.
But some of the days I wish I was just like, whoa, never again. I've had an experience when I've got in from work and I've just sat in the shower and I've just gone like, nah, I'm done. Just sat there in the shower and like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
Like, get me out of London. But yeah.
Has your team followed you then? Some people or?
No, so I mean, in London, there's some have gone. Do you mean in London? Like the team
That you worked with in London.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
No. So I mean, they're all over the world now. Some work on yachts. Some work in Dubai.
Wow.
Some work in Italy. Some still in London. But 2 of the chefs I work with, one works at Coots Bank. So they're like high level jobs still. One of them's, I think he's head chef or executive chef at Cloud 22 in Dubai, brand new hotel. Another one's head chef in Jason Aston. So they're like really high end jobs still, yeah.
And has that not tempted you? I mean, I appreciate you opening your own restaurant, but has that not tempted you since then, though? Besides the Ibiza side of it, that go back to somewhere like Dubai, for example, work to a nice restaurant, or get a private job, working for somebody as a chef.
It's tempted me multiple times. Yeah. Before, I'd say not in the past 2 years, but on the first time I opened the restaurant, within the first 2 years, because it was so intense of, we're not making money, we've not got staff, we can't get this, can't get that. I've just gone home and just thought, let's just sell up.
And just pack it
in. I'll go to Dubai and I'll earn, I don't know, 80, 100 grand a year, tax free, and I'll live my best life.
Yeah.
And I have thought about doing it multiple times, but nah, I love what I do. I'm happy I haven't.
Because it's your own.
Yeah, it's my own. You know, I wake up every morning and I'm like, you know, when you get like reviews through and emails, and you're like, this is why I do what I do. Don't get me wrong, the money's sometimes it's nice.
Yeah, of course.
But sometimes it's just nice to, when we host parties for people and they come to you and they're like, you know, this is the best experience we've ever had, and I'm like, sick.
Good feeling.
Perfect. Yeah, it's just so nice. Yeah.
And obviously, you know, Casters was and is a success. But then you've moved on to open another one up, haven't you? Since then.
Yeah. So the Casters has always been like a good.
It's a well-known family atmosphere restaurant in
100%.
Osage, isn't it?
Yeah. When I moved back to Osage, it was a small area, you know. But nowadays, over the past 4 years, the houses that have come up in Osage are crazy. Houses, the new businesses. So obviously, I'm in with Ian Donaldson. So me and Ian have gone into business together. And we've always said like there needs to be a bit more luxury in Osage, because there's a lot of people in Osage that travel to Manchester just to go for some cocktails or some nice food.
Yeah,
I was one of them. Every Monday with my ex-partners, I always used to go to Manchester. Every Monday, we go to the Ivy, we go to the same cocktail bar, we go to the same hotel. And when we started walking in, they were like, "Oh, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back." And we used to start getting discount at places because we go that much. And I said, we need this round here. There's no reason why we can't. So we looked at venues. Then we managed to find Barclays Bank. That's obviously been up for sale for ages. So me and Ian joined forces and then opened, I'd like to think it's one of the most luxury hospitality venues in the area. Pushing all the
most
way,
definitely.
It's pushing as far as ways, you know, up to Manchester, in between there, in regards to the finishes of plates, you know, the food, the chairs, the interior, the toilets.
Because I was going to say, you've had, again, I don't know whether we can or can't mention names, but you've had people there, haven't you? High profile people, because we've we've dealt with the security. So
of course.
Had like footballers, again, I'm not going to mention no teams, but you've had footballers down, the teams down. Various CEOs, shall we say, business people, and various other
we've
high-profile individuals.
It's quite crazy when you think about it. When you think of Osage being this small little town,
But what it's brought in, that venue, the Vault.
Because we never used to get it at Casters. We did get some, but considering how long's the Vault been open now? 4 months.
Yeah, October, wasn't it? 2022.
I think it was right at the end, or maybe it was in the first week of.
Yeah, so at least about 4 months, 4 months. Yeah.
At least we must have had at least over 15 high-profile people that, like, even they've brought their own security when you know they're waiting down the roads and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, what's going on? Who is it?
We're not letting them in though. No.
But yeah, it's a nice feeling again. You know, it's what we've created, and when I say we, I mean, you know, me and my team. We've gone from 8 staff to 12 staff at Casters. Then we moved up to, you know, we've got 25, pushing 30 now.
And how many people does Casters sit in? How many is Vault sitting?
So Casters does 64 inside, 32 on the terrace.
Yes, yeah.
And the Vault does about 70 in the whole area.
Okay.
On the terrace and in the restaurant and the cocktail lounge.
And am I right in thinking we heard your chef at the Vault?
Mm-hmm.
Did he work at Buckingham Palace?
Yeah, he did. He worked for the Queen, yeah.
Is that true, yeah?
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
He worked directly for the Queen and Prince Philip.
Yeah. You know, he's worked for them all, he's cooked for them all. He's done some unreal jobs.
Is he an ex-Ramsay worker as well, or?
No, he's never. I mean, I only met Adam, I think it was about 4 years ago, something like that. But it's weird, when I was in London, he was in London.
Yeah.
When I was in Ibiza, he was in Ibiza.
But you never met?
Never met him.
Wow.
Bearing in mind, we're both from the same area.
Oh, he's all Sager as well?
Well, he's Stoke, but he's like considering that we're in London, we're in Ibiza. Yeah, and then he come back, he's worked in Jersey, he's worked everywhere. He's been at Church's Mansion in Nantwich. That's renowned to be a really high-end restaurant. And then he just reached out to me one day because he liked what we were doing, he liked what we were building.
Oh, so you approached yourselves then?
Yeah, he approached me. He's good. It's weird. My cousin, he's best mates with my cousin.
Okay.
But I met him. I think it was Christmas Eve in the pub in Alsager. I think I came back from London and I met him that night and he was like, oh, he works for Ramsay. He was like, oh, he works for the Queen. And then when you look at each other and like...
Competition, yeah.
Right, we'll go out one night.
Yeah.
And then we just clicked and we got on there well. Don't get me wrong, you work colleagues, you're always going to have confrontations in work.
Yeah, you have your good days and bad days.
But that's just business at the same time, you know. But now we're at this space where we're both on the wavelength of where we're at.
That's brilliant.
And he's a great, unreal chef. He's better than me at cooking, hands on.
And he runs a kitchen for you at the Vault.
Yeah, he's my head chef at the Vault, yeah. And he's great at what he does. I mean, you've both seen some of the food.
Yeah.
And some of the people that attract in and come in just for the food is mad. It's crazy.
I mean, one of my favorite things, which I haven't seen anywhere yet, is that little, I don't know what to even call it, that Tommy Shelby thing.
The chain.
The chain.
The chain,
that, like, I've never seen anywhere.
Yeah.
And he was on about it to me for a while. He was like, look, you got to see this. You got to see this.
Yeah.
I'm like, how good can it be? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So everyone was always asking me, why is it there? They could never get their head around it. And there is actually a meaning behind it. Everything we've done in there is for branding, for marketing, everything. So the reason behind it is, obviously it was a bank. Thomas Shelby was an old school gangster that used to go around robbing people, robbing banks, this and that. So that's the concept of why it's in there.
Got you.
So it's a bank who used to be a gangster. But yeah, that's a handmade chain. Each individual chain that is painted each colour are put together in hand in Italy, and then we got it flown over.
Mad. Right.
Yeah, we had to wait 6.5 months for it to be made, yeah.
Wow. Handmade.
I told him if he ever wants to get rid of it, let me know.
I was going to my office one day.
And, obviously, so you opened the second one up, the Vault. Yeah. I think you'd agree it was sort of I want to say it was the wrong time or the right time, because obviously we were going through a pandemic, weren't we? Which is the reason why it took you a lot longer to open than you originally planned. Because we were supposed to open a lot earlier in 2022. Mm-hmm. It didn't open, like I said, towards the end of October, start of November. On two fronts, how was the pandemic for you in the respect of business at Casters, but then also you're pumping, I mean, you spent hundreds and thousands in the Vault. You can see it. Everybody can see it. What was it like? Like I said earlier on about not making money when you've struggled. And obviously, people go through this in business, but especially the hospitality sector at the time, because I don't think they were furloughing staff either or something at the time to do with hospitality sector anyway. How did you find that? So you got one that's technically shut because of everything's on, then you got another one where you're just pumping money in, and you can't necessarily just stop now, can you? Half-built restaurant to half-built building. So how was
weird.
that?
It was weird because obviously I think it was the first in COVID ruined a lot of places.
Yeah.
Not just hospitality, it was horrendous time.
Businesses overall, yeah.
Yeah, and I think people are still, including us, they're still playing catch up from that. I don't know if it's the right thing to say, but I think COVID did my business, or our business should say, a very good help. It helped us. Because a lot of places shut, obviously.
Yeah.
And just thought, right, we'll take in the grants, we'll take what money the government gives us, we'll furlough the staff. But I knew that, with all due respect to what they did, it was amazing. But I knew we weren't just going to get it for free.
No.
Yeah.
Fact. I know they said, oh yeah, you get this for free, but now obviously we're paying it back.
Nothing's
I said
ever
this
free.
to somebody back then. I was like, watch, this is going to come back around.
100%.
They'll want it back eventually.
100%.
That's exactly what happened.
With interest.
Yeah.
Exactly. At the time, hospitality was only paying 5%, tax. Now it's up to 20%. So it's gone up 15%. It's a heavy amount. It's a heavy amount. But I mean, we didn't sit there and just say, right, we'll just sit back, relax. We did a takeaway service. Started off good, and then we thought, right, what are people missing that they can afford at the minute? Because people can't go out, but they're getting 80% of the wage. So with their family, they're going to want food, drink, and good. What are they missing? Number one was Nando's. People were missing Nando's. They were missing KFC. They were missing, what was the third one? McDonald's. That's just what people were missing because they loved it. So we did theme nights on each night of the week. We hired one driver to start with, then we hired 2 drivers, and then we did a 2 guys night, which was our take on Five Guys, the burgers.
Okay.
And you can ask anyone that saw us. We were in the news or in the papers. We had a queue of 400 people outside, I think we sold 550 burgers in one night.
Wow.
We had pickup slots every 5 minutes. So there was only 2 of us in the kitchen.
I was just going to ask how many was in the kitchen.
Well, that's why it's called 2 guys. There was only 2 guys in the kitchen. So there was just burgers, milkshakes, and then we had the people at the front organising the food. So we'd bag it up and then they were passing it out. We had little pickup stations. So we had 4 deliveries going out every 15 minutes in the closest areas. And some of them were taking 2 deliveries at once. So we could have up to 8 deliveries going out at once. And we had a collection every 5 minutes for 4 hours straight. And it was just getting constant.
We had a good system there.
The first few weeks was rocky. You know, people were ringing up about the food, this, that, and we're like, we're trying everything we can. We tried to be greedy, you know, and just try and take it all. So we slimmed it down, and we got it on perfect. Then we did a peri-peri night, and then we did a fried chicken night, and it did help the business. But obviously, when that was happening, the sale was still going through at the vault.
Yeah.
So then when the second lockdown hit, I was in. But bearing in mind, the sales still hadn't gone through after 12 months at the vault. I went to Dubai for a little holiday, I guess, because there was no lockdown, there was no travel restrictions, and I don't know if you saw it in the paper. I got a backlash from it.
Yeah.
I got.
You did.
Yeah, I got. So I was in Dubai on New Year's Day, was it? And I think we went into lockdown.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and then I said, well, if I come back, all I'm going to be doing is just sitting about and sitting and doing nothing. So I spoke to one of my friends who worked there. I said, can you give me some work? I don't want paying, just want a bit of experience. So I started working there, worked there for I think it was 2 weeks. And then I finished, and then I just stayed there until UK came out of lockdown. And then when I came back, I woke up one morning and it was an article on the Sentinel. Oh, I forgot what it was. It was something on the Sentinel. The UK restaurant owner defends his Dubai trip. And there was this article, and did you ever see it?
Sorry, somebody showed me briefly. Yeah.
I haven't seen this.
I got trashed.
But where did the story come from? Like,
I don't know.
Somebody hates you, Brad. Somebody out there, and probably in someone in the Sentinel.
Haters gonna hate, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the one.
I got hit hard. You know, and it proper affected the business. To be honest, everyone was like, "Who does he think he is? He can go on holiday when we're all sat here suffering." I was like, I can understand what they're thinking and the concept is, but if you look at facts, rather than speaking on emotions, because that's what they were doing.
You're there, yeah.
They were just speaking on how they felt at the time, which is an emotion, and making a comment on an emotion is one of the worst things a human can do. And you can only make comments on facts, and that's what I try to do. Even if I can't make a comment at that time, I'll make it, but it's got to be a fact. I was there on a holiday before lockdown, before travel restrictions, else I wouldn't have been allowed in the country.
Exactly.
Fact. Couldn't come back because I couldn't travel back in. Fact. So I stayed there and I was working.
Yeah.
End of. There's no other way around it.
I mean, them 2 years or whatever it was all emotional, wasn't it?
Exactly.
The government played the emotional ploy properly.
Exactly, and they still are. But and then when we got back, obviously, I come back, the sale went through, and then the vault started, you know. Then we started construction and this and that, and it was just taking ages. Because we were in COVID, but just getting like steel beams, for example, you normally get them in a week, 2 weeks, and we were like, 5 months.
The price rocketed as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
On everything.
It was crazy. Like it was. I learned a heck of a lot from it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next time we do a project, I'll definitely be doing things differently. So, for business, it wasn't good, but for business, it was good. If that makes sense.
Longer than,
You have to take the hits, don't you?
Yeah, of course you do. That's what I always say to the staff. The only way you can improve as a person or as a business is if you mess up.
Yeah.
Simple as.
That's how you're going to learn, aren't you?
It's simple as. Everyone's scared of making mistakes. Everyone's scared of people looking at me and going, oh, he's messed up. I'm not bothered with that.
Yeah.
If I do, I do. I won't do it again. Let me tell you that for sure. 100%. That's just how I've learned from it, really.
One of the best things someone said to me was, if you want to learn yourself about as a person, is go solo traveling. Because you will mess up. You'll mess up a lot.
Yeah, that's
true. And you'll learn about yourself a lot.
Yeah, that's true. I can imagine. I can imagine. I've learned crazy amounts of things. Not just from business as well, just like outside of business with, people I've been with, partners I've had. But like I always say is just be honest with yourself. And if you do mess up, take it on the chin.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
It's happened.
It's happened, yeah.
It's happened.
It's a past.
It's a past. That's what it's there for.
You did a marathon not so long ago, didn't you? Half marathon. was
Yeah,
it?
yeah. That
For
was
mind.
for mind,
charity,
mental
yeah.
health. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm big into charity work. I do as much as I can. You know, we did the bushfires when Australia was there. I did mind, and I love running. I don't know. It's just like, you know, when someone has their hobby,
Yeah.
running's mine. Because when I'm running, I get all my ideas. I get my own headspace. Don't have to talk to anyone. Just no one can stop me. And if they do try and stop me, I'll run off. So I just kind of I do my own thing. And there was this race came up on my. We were on about speaking to running about someone, and then it came up on my phone. I was like, oh, that's weird. As it does. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I was just gonna
It is
say,
weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's algorithms, mate.
That's for another day. But then I was looking through and I do like half marathon. And I was like, oh, I'll do that. And then I thought, I wonder if I could raise a bit of money, you know, for mine, because I always think mental health is huge. It's
Yeah.
massive. Not just for men's mental health, just in general.
In general.
I think a lot of people are scared of talking about it. They shouldn't be worried about talking about it. So I thought, if I could raise a bit of money, surely it's, even if it's going to help one person, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
So I think I tried to get a target of 250 to 500 quid. I think we blasted over £1,000.
Oh, well done. Brilliant.
So yeah, I did the race, and it was good. And then when I spoke to the ambassador at Mind, they were like, "Yeah, this will help up to 10 people," and I was like, "Whoa, that was cool." It was just
Nice.
again,
Good feeling, yeah.
yeah, it's just a really really nice feeling.
Have you got another one? Because half marathon, what's that, like 13 miles or something?
13.2, yeah,
13.2
which is the
miles.
most I have ever run in one stint. I've not got anything booked, but I've got something that I'm planning to do. I want to do.
Is this charity based?
It'll be charity based. It'll be for Mind again.
Yeah.
Just because I like working with Mind. I'll be running every day for a month, before work, after work, and it'll accumulate so many miles. But it's going to be a minimum of 5 miles a day for 30 days.
5 miles a day.
Yeah.
Minimum of 30 days.
Nice.
Yeah. So whatever it comes to, I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of people will listen to that and go, whoa. But then some people go, it's only 5 miles.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, fair enough. It's not a great amount. But if you knew what my work schedule was like, you know, if I'm starting work at, for example, when I go to the market, the fish market on a Tuesday, I'm up at 3 a.m. So I finish work on a Monday or whatever I'm doing. I don't get to sleep till 11, half 11. I'm up at 3 a.m. I'm working till 11 p.m. Somewhere before that 3 a.m. or after that 11 p.m. I'll have to fit in a 5 mile run.
5 miles, yeah.
And then I'll have to do it again every day for 30 days.
And when is that starting? Or are you planning to start this?
Planning, I'm getting back into my dieting, because November and December is always a rough time of the year for hospitality.
PT here.
I know, right? So I'm like working on my diet at the minute, because you could train as best as you can, but if your diet's not right,
Tell me about it.
you will flake like mad. And, you know, I'm on my feet for 14 hours a day, so I've got to intake a minimum of 3,000 calories to get to it. But it's 3,000 good calories. It can't be 3 McDonald's in the right gram, you know, the right protein and
Healthy,
stuff.
clean food, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm kind of looking for a right meal prep at the minute. And then when I'm comfy, I'm back, you know, back good eating, then I'll announce it, and I'm gonna hit it hard.
Good. It's nice.
And where do you generally, because obviously by sounds you like, it's an outlet or a release for you, you enjoy running. Do you run locally as such, or do you sort of go off into the
No, I like running.
into the trees, into the sticks?
It depends on the weather, to be honest, as well.
Okay.
I love running on the roads. I love running early. I love running at 5, 6 o'clock when there's no one there. I love running on the actual road.
Okay.
I'll just put my hoodie on, you know, put my if I'm running, you know, 10, 11 mile, I'll put my backpack on, and I'll run as far as I can, not knowing where I'm going, for 6 miles, 5 miles. I'll turn around, put it on my sat-nav, I'll go for my earphones, and I'll just run back.
Yeah.
So I could run somewhere that I've never run before.
And you just kind of hit the road and just keep going?
Yeah, just keep
Turn
running.
the music on and just start running?
Just keep running, yeah. Just keep running. Because I know I can run minimum of 7 miles absolutely comfortable. Like, not a problem at all. But if I run somewhere that I know the roads, I'll try and do 7 miles. I know
Yes.
I'm going to end up. If I just keep running in one direction for 7 miles, I've got to come back that way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that I'll push my body to be able to run that far. I'm crazy.
How long have you been running then? Like, how long has this been part of you?
Year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not been long. I used to be, probably about over 2 years ago, I used to be a bit gym heavy. I used to train up at True Grit. But again, that was lockdown kind of changed it all. I'm fortunate enough I've got a well-equipped gym where I live. So I have everything there that I need for a gym.
Mm-hmm.
And because I know how to eat good, cook good food, but still be healthy,
Yeah.
which is what a lot of people struggle for. I used to pack on weight. Like I was a lot bigger than this. I was a lot more, but I couldn't run at the time because I was bigger. But I enjoy running. So I just started running. I don't really go to the gym anymore.
I would say you prefer running more
Yeah,
so than the gym.
yeah. Don't get me wrong, being in the gym, going to the gym's nice. It's good for your body. It's
Well-being,
you know, and you look yourself in the mirror like, oh, you know, I've got a six-pack. It's cool, but I always say it's what's about in your brain, not on your body. So that's why I started running, just because it's so much better for me.
It's what makes you feel good, though.
Exactly,
That's
yeah,
what
it is better for me. It's everyone's different.
Yeah,
So you just got to do what works best for you.
No, 100%. And do you have any other? Obviously, you're passionate about cooking, chefing. By the sounds of it, you enjoy running. I never knew that actually. To be fair,
Yeah, I love a run.
And is there anything else, sort of your hobbies, if you like, besides? Because that was one of the questions, but I didn't realize running was one of your hobbies.
Yeah,
to be fair, I just thought you
mean-
did that as a charity thing.
I mean, I don't think I have any I used to love golf.
Okay.
Golf was I used to play competitive when I was younger. I can't really say I can play competitive now. But the golf balls go everywhere. But because I've got a shoulder injury due to the gym, I can't play golf anymore. Can't train upper body, so that's why I took running up as well. So I've got a big passion for golf, but I just can't do it at the minute because it just puts strain on my shoulder. So I've got to have an operation coming up soon for that.
Ooh, sounds bad then. What be torn?
Well, I've got the bone missing in my shoulder.
From originally or from an injury?
Well, I think from an injury that I did. Basically, it's weird. It pops out and just pops back in without knowing. So I went to see a sports therapist who I go to, and I said, "Can you just have a look at my shoulder? It's not right." And as I lay down, my back was like that, and then my shoulder was like that. And he said something's not right there. So I went to the hospital, and they, did all the scans. I had to have an MRI scan, which is the scariest thing I've ever had in my life. I don't know if you've ever had one.
No,
MRI,
not yet.
when they put you
I haven't had
in
one.
the tunnel.
Oh my, I do
well,
not like
it's
it.
not
You're,
nice.
you're in there in this tube,
Very
and
claustrophobic.
claustrophobic, and there's loud noises.
Head starts spinning and
And I was just like sweating, and I was like,
It's not
"It
nice.
is horrible. Horrible." But
it's like going to launch you off into space in a
yeah,
cannon.
it's not. No,
It's
I
not.
thought I'd be fine because nothing really phases me. But when I got in there, I was like, I got out of there and I was like,
It's a bit
oh.
freaky.
Yeah, it kind of sends you into place.
Yeah, you don't want to be thinking about, but anyway, yeah.
So yeah, basically, I've got a bone missing. So they've got to put a pin from my shoulder blade into my shoulder here somewhere, pin it in together, and then just got to let the muscle repair back around the bone. So it's going to be...
I think running's the best thing for you then.
Yeah, stick to running. But it seems like a bit of a long-term turnaround by the time you've done the operation. They've done that, then the muscle sort of fixes itself.
Yeah, it's going to be a long thing. I'm going to have to take some time off work, which is the thing that I'm dreading.
Just don't be going to Dubai, you'll get backlash again.
Exactly.
Somebody's got eyes on you, Brad.
I know.
They'll pick up on that story and carry the thread on.
I know. So
I think they don't like your tattoos. That's what it is.
that's what it is. I mean, believe it or not, I had most of these in within a year.
That was going to be my next question because by the looks of you like your tattoos. You got a few controversial ones as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, 90% of them have a meaning. There was a space in my life where I was like, right, I don't know what's going on with my life. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm going to rebel.
I had a break up and I'm like, started drinking and I was like, I'm just going to get a tattoo. Because why not? I've never had one. And then I think there was some days, my tattoo artist, Dave, some days I go in, I'm like, right, Dave, I want this. And then he'd look at me and go, what? Because some of them, don't get me wrong, I've got my legs covered, my shins, my back, my legs, my back, my chest, my abs. Everything is kind of full. So, I mean, I've just got a few spaces that I need to fill in. That will be soon. But yeah,
I need to fill in.
yeah, I need to fill in. But yeah, every single one is mainly got a reason behind it.
That one's my favourite. Social media is not so social.
Yeah, that's
got so many meanings to it.
It has, yeah. I mean, that was just when I went through a phase of because I've got a life coach. I have a life coach once a month. I was addicted to my phone.
Oh.
I didn't know it was a thing, but I was addicted to my phone. I was like on my phone and I was searching through stuff and I was like, oh, he's got this, he's got that. So I tried to copy them. I tried to copy their diet, copy their day-to-day life, and I thought, oh, I'm going to be like him. And then as I started having my life coach, and I learned a lot about life.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a life coach for 4 years now, so as I got to know more, I realised social media is very, very good if you use it in its right way.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's also horrifically toxic.
Yes.
Really, really toxic. So yeah, I got that. So it's just there as a reminder to, because everyone has a bad day still.
Yeah.
So when you're on there, because I don't have to, but I like to be on there for business and stuff as well. So when I'm having one of them days, I just look at some of my tattoos and go,
Yeah.
right, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Back to it.
Good. I like that.
Yeah.
When what have you got planned out? Do you know what you're having next? Or?
Yeah, so I'm having on my top thigh, I'm having a washing machine with loads of brains in,
Okay.
brainwashed. And it's kind of on when it was like lockdown and everything. I kind of think a lot of people got brainwashed from watching the news.
Oh, I like it.
I
I like it.
That's
I like
another
it.
nice
I like
tattoo
it.
coming along.
So I just think a lot of people kind of, they watched the news and there was nothing good coming out.
No.
There was nothing good at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of stuff in the world that was good, but no one ever heard of it. No one ever saw about it. There's people saving people's lives and I don't think I heard about it once.
No.
All I ever heard was death here, death there, which is tragic. It really, really was. And my heart goes out to everyone who, lost,
100%, yeah.
lost people out there. But
It was all negative though, wasn't it? It was nothing.
there was nothing that
Positive.
people wanted to watch the news for. And I think a lot of people came out of that with depression, anxiety.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was anything there apart from just watching the news. I think that was generally it. So again, that's just a little sentimental piece that's going to go on the top of my leg for that one.
You might
like
randomly get some washing machine feeds coming up now.
Yeah, that's true. New washing machine.
New washing machine feeds.
Well, I'm on aeroplane mode, so hopefully nothing goes through.
Exactly, yeah, you'll be all right, yeah.
Got to keep it all PC correct, haven't
PC,
we?
yeah.
I know, right? I know.
And for yourself, Brad, obviously, being a chef's high pressure job. What do you do time out? Is you just running? Do you do anything else? Do you go away every so often or?
I like a little spa break.
Nice.
I like a little spa break. I take my headphones. I take a book, although I can't read. So I
Okay.
take my book and I get bored after like 2 minutes. So I put it down and I go get a massage instead. But I don't know, I just feel like I'm doing something if I read my book. Don't know why, but it just works for me. Now, I don't really have much time out. Then again, people that might watch this will go, oh, you go on holiday all the time. So it comes and roundabouts. I do love a little mini break as well. Don't get me wrong, I love going places for 2 nighs. Barcelona, Copenhagen, all these cool places that are food related.
Yeah.
So as much as they're a break for me, it's more an educational break, if that makes sense. So I've picked up crazy amounts of inspiration, ideas from traveling the world, and I'm very fortunate that I'm allowed to travel the world. But I've not traveled the world, but I've gone to some insane places.
Yeah.
Bali, Dubai, really, really far away. But at the same time, the only reason I'm allowed to do that is because of my work ethic, because I work so hard.
Yeah.
I'd say that's the main ones, but running's my
my
time out. Yeah.
Where's and out of the places that you've been, where would you say was the nicest sort of food culinary? Bali. Okay.
Bali is up there. I went Bali 4 years ago, I think it was, and I've recently just been in January. But yeah, off the scale. I mean, the worst bit's getting there.
Yeah.
Because it's 23 hour
Travel.
23-hour flight. Yeah, but I mean, we did Dubai on the way.
Yeah.
So kind of broke it up. So you do 7 hours to Dubai, then 9 hours to Bali, because of the time difference.
Yes.
But when you're in Bali, it's like zen. It is so calm. Prices are mad cheap. You know, we went out for breakfast one day and we had 2 egg fried rice, which is a traditional breakfast, and we had some kombucha, and I think it cost me £1.20.
Wow.
Crazy.
You're talking about £4 something for egg fried rice here?
Yeah. But no,
For one.
but there was in this villa we were staying in, you could get food ordered to your villa, and we had 2 fried chicken burgers or something like that. No, if we wanted to, it was 2 fried chicken burgers, and it was like 80p each for a chicken burger, and I was like, I didn't have it because I was a bit scared of having it.
Are they real chickens?
Yeah, I was like,
Are you a bit funny when you go places sometimes? Do you think, oh, what, this meat doesn't look or feel right, taste right, or like, you know, certain foods when you get there, you think, hang on, I don't really like the look of this.
I'm open with my food. I will try anything. There's nothing that I won't try. Even if I like, for example, I don't like mushrooms, but I will eat it and try it if I've never had the dish before. But I would never go to a restaurant without scoping it out. Not so much looking at reviews, or I'd look at the menus, you know, look at the venue. Have any of my friends been there? You know,
But your Christmas parties are fun, aren't they? 3 months in and Brad still hasn't decided which restaurant they're going into. And we're in the middle of March now. This is how Christmas do.
Well, the last Christmas party we went to the Ivy.
Okay,
remember you took us?
Manchester, yeah.
We went to the Ivy, and that was crazy. That was a good one.
Interesting night that was.
And then,
Maybe Abby should be here as well, but yeah, we'll leave
you
it
can
there.
stay out of that one. That was a good night.
It was a good night. Brad, thank you very much for coming on.
Pleasure.
Thank you for your time.
Good chat.
We have a
Yeah,
quick. Hopefully, we'll have season 2. Things are looking good. We're getting a lot of feedback off people, and
Good.
But the first season was the case of getting people on and starting from their journeys, how they started, and and we appreciate you coming, making the time, and like you get you back on season 2 as well.
Definitely,
if
I'll
you
be
Start
here.
with some controversy.
Exactly,
we'll go
some
straight
topics.
in next time.
Yeah,
Straight in.
I think you can tell from me sweating next time.
Yeah. It'll all be about the tattoos.
Oh yeah, we need more than an hour for that one.
and once you've got the gaps filled in as well with the rest.
Yeah.
But, thank you. And we have a quick fire round if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
And do you want to go first? I'll go first.
You go first today.
Okay then. Supercar or muscle car?
Super.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
nice.
Thought I had you down as more as a muscle car guy, but okay.
Nah, there's something about driving a Lamborghini.
Have you ever driven a muscle car?
No,
Oh, you're missing out.
that might be why.
Yeah. I've driven a muscle once.
You need to give it.
There's
to
nothing that's matched it ever.
Really?
Yeah. Cool. Next one then. Movie or a TV series?
Can't be a book because you don't read it.
Movie or a TV series? TV series. Because it breaks the week up for me.
Nice. Next one. Ooh.
I don't like this.
Wait till the last one. Fish and chips or curry?
Fish and chips. That was easy, that one.
Cool. Next one then. Oh.
Don't like it when you do that.
Putting you on the spot here now. Casters or the Vault?
I knew this was going to be an awkward one. Tough one for you.
Casters.
Casters.
It's my baby.
Because original.
That's
Yeah.
where it started.
It's my OG.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one's always a special one, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, even in 10 years, in 15 years, when we've got 8 restaurants, 10 restaurants, because obviously Casters is my last name.
Yeah,
It's got the door above. It's got the name above the door. It's that I built it when I first started the journey. It was building Casters around what I'd like to do when I go out for food, when I go out with my family. So it's always going to be the first. Don't get me wrong, that's not me saying I don't care about the others, because that's not the fact.
No staff turning up on Vault tonight.
It's a good job we're short. But yeah, it's it always has been. Casters is my baby, always will be.
Let's see if you got big enough, would you open Casters in different cities, like a franchise of Casters?
It wouldn't be a franchise, it'd be only if I had full charge of it.
Got you.
if
I would say you're going to put your name to it, aren't you?
Yeah, if I had,
ultimately?
I mean, it will happen. There's no two ways around it.
I like it. I like
it. will happen.
ambition.
Nice.
There will be a Casters in a city centre. There will be a Casters abroad. It is going to happen, but it's all about timing.
Time.
Yeah.
Last one.
Cool. Last one. This is a funny one, but Android or Apple?
Apple. Always.
Cool.
Always got an Apple. Always am. I work with Apple. I wouldn't even know how to use an Android phone, I don't think.
I'm the opposite.
Is it? Is BlackBerry Android?
No.
Isn't it?
No, I don't think so.
I had a
BlackBerry.
BBM, Black in
Yeah.
back in the day.
I was BlackBerry BBM originally, and then the iPhone seemed
and then
to
iPhone,
Everybody had iPhones, so
No, not everyone. People who knew what they're talking about had Android.
at the time, majority of people that I knew
Because it's
had
a trend.
iPhones.
People follow trends, so they had iPhones.
No, the problem was you tried get the BBM and they'd be like, I'm on an iPhone. And you didn't. At that time, I think when they started, you couldn't get onto WhatsApp or something. So iPhone had the WhatsApp thing going on and BlackBerry had the BBM. And then there just wasn't a lot of people with BlackBerry, basically. So then I naturally
I think
went
with
on
Apple,
to
they're always bringing out new all the time.
technology,
They're always, I mean, don't get me wrong, some people have got Apple from 5 years ago, but I'm looking, I get the new one every year to keep up to date because these are for business.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But the quality of the pictures that they do is mad. Like, it's crazy.
Cool. Anything else?
So
I think that's 5, isn't it?
I done 5, yeah.
I got that over.
Cool. Just to finish off then, guys, shout out to all the subscribers, the viewers, anyone who's even just looked at any of our content. You know, it's highly appreciated. Share as much as you can. We've got a few more guests lined up.
Yes.
Some interesting ones. So yeah, just look forward to them. Anything else?
Yeah, no, just a big thank you. Thank you to Brad for making the time and being here and sharing his experiences. And I'm sure we'll see him again soon. And again, thank you to all the viewers and subscribers. And thank you for all the love. And
hasta la vista, baby.
Till the next time.